Prof, we're online.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another session of Enterprise Wednesday. It's delightful to see everyone live with us. This has been strong running for the last few months, and it keeps on getting into motion with a lot of support from the industry. So for today's session, we are very honored to welcome Mr. Benson Chang from FunNow. Yeah, we thank you for your time and effort to share your experience on Enterprise Wednesday with all our viewers, especially our students. And like always, I also thank Dash, who's our entrepreneur in residence, who has been the fun-loving moderator for the session of Enterprise Wednesdays. And this has gotten a lot of good feedback as part of Project Enterprise from all the viewers, and it continues to educate a lot of the youth in terms of the way forward and the tricks, the do's and don'ts of developing your startup. So thank you again, Benson, and over to you, Dash, for today's session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. I've been called many names. Fun-loving is not one of them, but thank you again. And welcome, everyone, to Enterprise Wednesday at the Asia Pacific University's part of Asia Pacific University's Enterprise and APU program. My name is Dash. I'm the entrepreneur in residence at Asia Pacific University. This is our ninth session. Enterprise at APU is a cohesive ecosystem within the Asia Pacific University, which comprises of three parts, which is the seed events, which is basically a lot of inspiration events from experienced entrepreneurs. It comprises of Enterprise Wednesday that happens on the second and the fourth Wednesday of every month from 6 to 7:30, and every last Thursday from 2:30 to 3:45 p.m. we have the CEO CTO series. Enterprise Wednesday, we bring in experienced entrepreneurs who have started their entrepreneurial journey, taken their venture forward, gone to market, proven it, and today we are delighted, extremely delighted to have Mr. Benson Chang. Benson is not someone who is a stranger to me. I've known him from 2013, 2014 when Benson first brought his idea called TABLEAPP to the Telecom Malaysia's accelerator program. I thought it was MDEC, but I think now he told me it's Telecom Malaysia's accelerator program, and he took his idea from there. Benson, I've never seen Benson relax. He's really a very, very focused, diligent, disciplined entrepreneur. Built his ideas, changed it so many times, pivoted it, I think, went through all the challenges, always eager to meet people, talk to people, get advice. I think subsequently he went through many other programs, raised money. For all of you at Asia Pacific University, I would like you to listen in to what Benson has to say. A young man when he started it, still very young, and he's like most of you, he had this scrappy idea where he wasn't sure that he was trying to build it, define the problem statement. It was actually one of the first few ideas, and at that time even I was thinking, why would someone want to have a booking app for restaurants when people can just walk in? Malaysians don't like to book anything. They just go to the restaurant, say, you got table for me. And then 2013 comes Benson Chang with this idea that people need this, and now he's exited. He's very comfortable. He can retire, but he doesn't want to retire now. Benson, tell us about your journey from those time when you came up with this idea. Where were you before that? Why did you decide to jump into entrepreneurship? What inspired you? You're a young man starting a new family at that time. You know, tell us. Very, very excited to hear.
Yeah, so hi everyone. I'm Benson from TABLEAPP and FunNow. So I was born in the F&B business family. So my parents own 5 bakery cafe in Penang. So since I during my secondary school times, I got help my parents to like take care one of a restaurant, like be a cashiers or go to answer the phone, all these things. So I understand how the SMB industry works. Then during 2013, so we come up with this idea. Is I can say during 2012, late 2012, we come out with this idea doing a food review website. But that time, we spent around half year to develop the website, and then we go to approach the restaurants. And a lot of restaurants rejected us because of they say I already got so many blogger write the food review for me for free. So tell me why I should pay you. Yeah, so that time we realized we need to think another way is we need to prove that we bring the customer to your restaurants, right? Yeah, so after that we think about a lot of different solutions like selling vouchers or others. But one thing it come out with my mind is during my parents operating a restaurant, a cafe. So it always lack of staff to manage like those phone calls. Sometimes if the phone call is ringing but you don't have the hands to go to take care about it, to pick up and then to answer the phone calls, then that might be a potential lost business opportunity for your restaurants. So that's why we come up with this idea is the reservation is the one we can prove that we bring the customer to the restaurant. Then the restaurant should be don't mind to pay it, but we still don't know. So that's why we do a mock-up presentations, because we learned the mistake from the previous is we build a website for the food review, but after that it doesn't sell, it doesn't work. So this time I decided to don't fully complete a website, a reservation site, but instead of I doing presentation, say we have this function, we have that function, all these things, but it's only a PowerPoint. Then we go to talk to few restaurants. Then starting the restaurant will get some interest for to try it out. But that time we still have nothing. We just have a PowerPoint only, so we cannot use the PowerPoint for the restaurant to hey, you use my PowerPoint to accept reservation, all these things, right? So that's why we will sign the contract with them, and then we give them a free trial period for the first 10 or 20 restaurants. Yeah, then after that we quickly go to discuss with our partner for the programmers. So to develop a very simple reservation system, which don't have a lot of the function we present in our presentation, our point. Then we roll it out to restaurant to try it, and then we quickly get the feedback of the restaurant. Say, hey, why in your presentation you have this kind of a function, but I cannot find in your system. Then we just say, oh, okay, that one the function we already hide it. So but we calculate or got so many people asking for this function, then we just prioritize to develop the function and roll out. Yeah, so on time, the restaurant keep feedback to us what they need, and then we keep implement it. And then actually it's not like we create the product. This product is we create together with our restaurant merchants. And it is proven that using this method, it's very easy to get what your customer need. Yeah, so for the startup, I think the most important part is you need to figure out your product is the market is needed. It called product market fit. So we're using this method, we create this product together with the restaurant. So I can easily prove that this is the product market fit product. Yeah, so So during that time, and then we start going to do this implement, and then we are very focused on what our customer need, and then we keep deliver to them. So yeah, like a lot of the entrepreneur, they face a problem is when you want to do something, you are not sure it's going to work or not. Don't listen to a lot of your the other people say, oh, it's not going to work. You need to believe yourself to find out the answer, because you cannot target those the target audience, because some of your friends maybe they told you, oh, this not going to work. Because when I do the reservation, people like will think, hey, why people want to do a reservation? I just direct go in to the mama, I got the table, I sit down, I eat. After eat, I pay, I leave, right? Yeah, but this is not correct, because in different niche market, it does request, like for example, those fine dining restaurants, you cannot like bring your girlfriend go to the restaurant and then, oh, can I get a seat? But the restaurant is full. So it's very hard for you to find another restaurant to celebrate your birthday or your girlfriend's birthday, something like that. So those special occasion, people will tend to book a restaurant to be well prepared. So I must ensure I go to the restaurant that is a table for me. So that's why the need is needed. But our competitor is the phone call. So a lot of the reservation starting from the phone call. I call to the restaurant. I ask, can I book a table for 2 for this coming Saturday for 7 p.m. So the restaurant need to answer you all these things, and then to complete the reservation, right? So we just use this online booking tool to simplify the whole process, and we solve the problem of to help the restaurant no need to stand by in the to pick up the phone, or no need to stand by to reply the customer email, WhatsApp, messengers. So we combine all these booking streamline into one system, one channel. So to let the make it easy for customer to book a restaurant, and also make it easy for a restaurant manager to manage their reservations. So the whole idea of our company start from this, and then we just implement it, and then slowly and growing become the largest online restaurant reservation portal for restaurant in Malaysia. Yeah, so this is how I start.
Benson, you have jumped in to give so many advice immediately, from building a MVP, a minimum viable product, to testing and speaking to the customer. But just pushing you back all the way to your parents having 5 bakery and restaurants. So you were working there as a cashier. You saw a lot of the gaps in the F&B business. So you were close to the industry, and you were
Yes.
able to understand or see the problems in many different ways.
Yeah.
So how important is that? Because sometimes now we find many entrepreneurs or many young startups, right? They have no appreciation of the problem. They're not close to the problem. They don't understand the problem. And I like the way you said your project. The problem finally you identified was bringing customer to the restaurant. And tell us about this experience of the importance of being close to the problem statement, and how important it is it to understand the problem statement very, very clearly, and how did you, as a early stage entrepreneur, go on to validate if that exists? I know you had that website, but I'll come to that later. Tell us the experience of all the things that you faced as someone who knew the restaurant business from your parents.
Yeah, I think if you want to start something new in the industry, or want to do some disruption in one traditional business, so you need to understand what is the real pain point of the your customer facing. right? So because of I got the F&B background business, so I know my family business. I know what is the pain point is. Like for example, if you got someone they want to book a restaurant, so you need to reply the customer on time, else they will go to book another restaurant, right? Yeah, so this is one of the pain point of the restaurant. So when we sell this online reservation things to the restaurants, is immediately accepted by them because they feel the same pain point with us. So
Yeah, sure. I'm going to push that. I'm going to double click on pain points because recently I was very surprised that. Sorry to interrupt you, Benson. Um, Recently I've been very surprised, or maybe I shouldn't be surprised, that many early stage entrepreneurs, especially from universities, they just want to go in and build solutions quickly. Oh, I've got this idea, I want to build. But I want to push them to understand the pain points. How do you,
yes,
talk about pain points? Why is it pain points are important? How do you
yeah,
know these are pain points? Do they
like
need to do
my
research? Do they need to do research? Go and look at massive research and all this. How do you actually see what the pain points are?
okay, so like the story I shared before is before TABLEAPP I got do a food review website, right? Yeah, that one is not a real pain point for the restaurants and the customers. We build it. We spend 6 months to build it, and then we go to deliver to the merchants. But the merchant say, "This is not what I want. I already got so many blogger write for me. Why I want to pay for you for this food review website, right? To list my restaurant up there." Yeah. So this is an example, good example of this is not a pain point. It's a vitamin. It's good to have, but without this, I still can alive. But if you found a pain point like a Panadol when you are headache, I give you Panadol, you will take it because it can solve my headache. So this is the why startup need a pain point to solve. And like TABLEAPP, we provide them a pain point of like secure their reservations 24 hours a day. It's not only your business hour to take the phone call. Yeah, so this is the pain point they are facing. And without this one, they cannot get more business after business hour. But now with online reservation tool, they can. So this is their pain point. And this is very important for a startup to address your customer pain point and then solve it because people will only pay for it. There's a lot of different way to find your pain point. Is like, for example, we provide a service to restaurants, so we solve the restaurant pain point. But like those like WhatsApp, Facebook, they are not really a good pain point for everyone. But it solves the people maybe it's the loneliness or social problem or what. So this is their customer pain point, their user pain point. Yeah. So
How did you go on?
yeah, so it depends of the how you go to define your customer pain point and then using the minimum effort to validate it. Like for example, I built a website in 6 months, but when I go to do a validation of my business, it failed, and I spent 6 months on this. But the second time I learned, I only spent 2 hours to build a presentation deck, and then I go to validate it. And validate if it's not it failed, never mind. We come up with another idea and then we validate again. But the second times I'm more lucky lah. I find the pain point and then I found out, hey, this solution restaurant need it. Then we start building it, and then we even sell to the restaurant before we build the systems. So this is the thing I would like to share. So to all of you, spend a minimum effort to build your MVP and then the minimum viable product. So to go to validate your market, is it the things really of your potential customers, users pain point, and then to roll it out.
Benson, you have used words like MVP and validate, and I feel that some people may not be very familiar with it, but let's clarify all that. But I'm going back to pain point again because it's a very important concept, right? It's very familiar to you, to me, and a lot of startup entrepreneurs because we know we need to have a problem to solve without a problem, and we don't spend enough time. I found by teaching these entrepreneurship programs with so many entrepreneurs, I find they do not spend enough time in problem identification. And when you said about pain point being a Panadol or not being an aspirin, the pain point has to really solve a particular problem. You have spent 8 years working on this pain point. How did you decide this is the pain point that is worth millions of ringgit? One is going to be worth millions of ringgit to you that you will be able to extract value. How did you decide I'm going to pursue this particular pain point uh, and build a solution around it? And I know this is going to work.
Yeah, so to be honest, when we first started, we didn't think about this thing. Yeah, because we just think about, okay, we want to do some solution in the industry of the F&B. So, and we didn't think about how big the market is, all these things. So, like for example, a lot of startup there, but their addressable market is different. Like for example, there's a different market on Malaysia. Like for example, for F&B alone, we got a lot of different kind of a restaurant. We got like halal restaurants. We got like a non-halal restaurant, some profit restaurant. So it depends on which segment you want to target it or you want to take it off. Like for example, our reservation, we only target on the very, very niche market. It's a medium to high-end restaurant which require people to book. But those middle to low-end restaurant like Mama or small cafe, which maybe no need the reservation because people will just walk in there. If I cannot dine in this restaurant, I just go next door. Yeah, so our very focus on the niche market on the reservation is the middle to high-end restaurants. Good and bad. Good is you will face a very few competitor only because there is a niche market. And normally that market is a winner take all. But for like mass market, like for example, reservation is only good for middle to high-end restaurant. But food delivery business is going to middle to and low-end restaurants, right?
No.
But mid to low-end restaurants, the quantity is a lot more than the fine dining restaurants. The whole Malaysia maybe got around 1,000 mid to high-end restaurant, but they might be got 100,000 mid to low-end restaurants. So it depends on which market you want to target. But like for example, the addressable market is big enough. You see this opportunity, other people will also see. Like for example, we got the GrabFood, we got the Food Panda, and now comes the AirAsia Food. So there is a very competitive at the mass market also, and how your idea stand out compared to others. So this is also very important things when you think your startup solutions, what you want to focus on. There's a business to consumer company. There's a business to business company. And there's a business to consumer company. In different industry, it solve this and have the own different pain point and see which one you want to focus at. Like for TABLEAPP, we are mostly focused on the business solutions. So we provide a reservation system for the restaurants, and then they use our system to accept booking, all these things. But slowly, we think about, hey, since we got around 80 restaurants, why don't we create a website, a portal for consumer to book? We start is a booking engine. We provide this booking engine to the restaurant, and then restaurant put the reservation link on their Facebook, their website, or someone message them. They just send them a link. You go to book online. But after that, we got so many restaurants already. Then we start thinking we create a platform to drive in reservation to the restaurants. Then this time we based on our experience, we create this, and after that we create the voucher selling. So since you already want to go to this restaurant, you're booking, why don't you just pay and then to get some discount in advance? And it also can help the restaurant to reduce the cancellation and non-show rate. So don't think about your idea is small, but after you validate the first one, you can validate another one on top of your previous business model. So in TABLEAPP, we got a few revenue streams. One is we get a subscription fee from the restaurants. Another one is when the customer they book, they buy for the voucher. We also get a commission cut from the vouchers. And after that, we also got create a dining membership, which is the TABLEAPP Elite, and then allow the customer to purchase, and then they have enjoy 1 year membership. They go to the restaurant, they can redeem their signature dish for free. So we use this to have a multiple revenue stream to build it up over 8 years.
I've been a beneficiary of redeeming favorite dish for free before, so it's really great, you know. So back to the pain points, right? So you build a website. You spend 6 months to build a website. You take it out, and then you found there's nobody who wanted it. They told you go back and do this, and you had the resources to build a website. And a lot of startup entrepreneurs, they don't have the resources to make that kind of mistake to learn, right? They need to.
Yeah, you need to have a partner or co-founder which can help you to build the website, and then you all.
No, they don't have the resources to fail even. Only because the website failed, you went back to look at what else you can do to solve the problem, right? So most of these startup entrepreneurs, they don't have the resources even to fail the first time. So, and they don't even know how to identify or validate. The word is validate. How did you actually validate the entrepreneur? How did you validate this is a market? What made you think, okay, I've done enough validation? When do you say, okay, done, I'm going to build, I'm going to move?
Yeah, so actually we got set a target, like for example, if got 10 to 20 restaurant we meet, and then how many percentage of the potential customer, the restaurants say, okay, we can try it, then
okay,
then we validate. Yeah, so you need to keep trying to ask, like for example, I want to set a target of I met 30 restaurants, and if half of the restaurant say they are interested and then ask for joining or to try it out, then we know this is the pain point we are helping to solve is valid. Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, then we only spend our time to build it. If I go to meet 30 of the restaurant, none of them say they interest, they want to know more, then you know this is not a real Panadol to solve their headache lah.
So Benson, these are answers that I know, but I'm asking all for the benefit of the startups, right? So you said you chose about 30. Did you say, okay, this is the market segment I'm going to do, and I choose 30 here, and how did you arrive at 30? Or is it just an arbitrary figure for you to say, okay, sort of, this gives me an idea?
We didn't, because in early stage, you really don't know what will happen next. Maybe
Yes.
today you think about this idea to solving this one, but when you go to talk to your potential customer, it will bring you another idea. Like for example, use my idea, use my example. Like I built a food review website, right? So I go to do a validation, but it failed. The restaurant, they will tell you, I already got the broker help me to write what I want to pay for you, but they didn't tell you what they want, right? So this is something you need to think about what really they want, because we cannot prove that we bring customer to them. So if we can solve this problem, we bring customer to them, then will there be a chance they were more acceptable for my solutions? Yeah. So
Okay.
so means that after that we think about reservation is the only thing we can prove that we bring the business to them. That time why we don't do other things, like for example that time very famous of the group buying site during the 2013 2014 times, right? So like Groupon, all these things, they can
Group
prove that they
swap.
bring, yeah, they can bring the customer to the restaurant. They prove that, but is it really the restaurant will buy the idea, or we think about 50% discount, go to the restaurant, and then this customer, will they become our loyal customer or not? Right? So after that, we think about the reservation is we don't give any discount when you book the restaurants. We just help you to help the customer to easy their life, very convenient for them. 1-2 click, they can finish the reservation, and then also easy the life of the restaurant manager to manage the reservation. So this is the core thing we want to solve. After that, you book restaurant, you can buy the voucher. That one is on top of this.
Right. So this is very interesting. So why would a customer or a potential customer speak to a scrappy young entrepreneur or wannabe entrepreneur in the first place? Hey, I've got an idea. I want to talk to you. Why should they, and how do they get these meetings to validate or to prove the hypothesis that this is a pain point that they need to solve?
First, you can ask your, if you need to think about what you need it first. Like for example, like this pandemic,
Uh,
COVID things come out. I got a pain point to going to buy grocery. I don't want to go to the supermarket, so I use online like Happy Fresh or others, Aeon online, Tesco online to buy. So imagine if this thing all doesn't happen, but that time I want to buy a grocery. So my pain point is I don't want to go to the supermarket. So I wish got some service can deliver online. I buy online and then deliver to me. So if this all the grocery thing is not happen before that, then this might be your chance. So then I can maybe I do online grocery shops, and then uh, to find the target audience which like me. I don't want to go to supermarket. I buy online. So this is something like you can find from what is the things you your needs, and then if this service is as it, can it help to solve your problem? So why we do the F&B industry is because I born in the F&B business family, so I know what is the pain point of the F&B. So maybe all of you can think about every day what is your really pain point, all these things. Don't tell me money, because everyone pain point is this. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah. So need to think about what really can help you to solve your pain point, and this thing got people done it before or don't have anyone do it before. Because
Really
people
interesting.
do it before, it failed. What is the reason? Maybe the timing is not right. It doesn't mean people did this solution and failed before, then you cannot do it again. it's just because of the timing. Like for example, if like Grab, if Grab do this 15 years ago, maybe it will be fail because that time most of the people don't have the smartphone. But because now everyone got the smartphone, so that time it failed. But in this time, if you do something like this one, you will be success. So it different timing or different strategy and different of the opportunity to be success or not. It depends on your market. Like for example, if your target audience is this age group, but you go to market it at a different age group, then it of course will be not successful. But if you target your right audience and then provide them a good service, then the chances of the success will be higher.
Benson, I know all these things now, but when you started 2013, firstly, did you know that? Number two, my second question is, although you have been in the food and beverage industry, what gave you that mindset to say, I need to do something about it in this year, and then ask the questions, make the mistakes, fail, go back and build this MVP that you said you just had a PowerPoint slide and then you build something very basic, and then went and asked the customer, and then come back and build it. What gave you all those intelligence to do all that? Did you go to what was it? How did you do it?
Actually, I founded the company together with my my colleagues in the university.
You're a university entrepreneur.
Yeah. So during that time, I with my two of my
Which one? Which uni? Which uni?
In Taiwan. I study in Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still remember my another co-founder is from Taiwan, right? That time.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So we think about what we want to do something, but three of us all is a techie because we study IT.
IT.
Yeah, but because both of them are Taiwanese, only me is a Malaysian. So in Malaysia, I'm the only one can go out to talk to the merchants, the restaurants. Yeah, so then I just give up the coding opportunity. So I let the programming things to my co-founders, and then I do a business development.
So you moved from becoming a hacker to a hustler.
Yeah, yes. So your the first question is like, for example, just now you asked, you want to solve this problem, but you don't have the resources to build the system, right? But in our side is we have the ability to build the system because all of us is the IT students, but we don't have the knowledge to go to talk to our customer. We don't have those business mindset, so we learn all the way. So and the merchant, they will also tell us like what you need, all these things. Yeah, the agreement, how to write the agreements. We also need to go online to search what is the template. Yeah.
And you know, this is very interesting. You said you started this when you're at university. You were already, and university students now tell me they're so busy. They've got this, that. They're all packed with so much of what do you call it, assignments. You know, and then here it is, you're building a startup in a university, which is a great time to build and fail and test. How did you manage your time in those kind of periods, and what made you think like almost like a investigator? Oh, I need to learn this. I got to go and ask questions. I need to learn from technology. I need to learn business. You know.
Actually, we are not building the things during the university time. It's after graduate because you know, two of my colleagues Taiwanese, after they they graduate, they need to serve the national requirement to go to become a soldier for 1 year, right? So that time I come back Malaysia, and then I go to work in one company, and then after 1 year, they finish their national duty. They come to Malaysia, and that time we only start. But we before that in the university we already like we say we want to do something.
I see. But it's still managing time. So do you have any advice for university students who are still in the university, who are testing their startups? Do you have any advice?
It's even better. Yeah, it's even better because even better because in the university time you are afford to fail. Yeah, you can do something, and then you can validate. If you fail, you still can still studying, right? So your family still supporting you or so on. Yeah, but when you come out to after graduate, then you need to have a lot of commitment. Like for example, you need to rent your own house or buy car or what and things. Yeah, you got your own extra thing to consider when you want to build a startup. So during the university time is very good time for student to trying.
But they will say, I mean, they don't have money lah, this lah, that lah. How much capital did you have when you started your own venture?
We don't have a lot of a capital. Yeah, so because we don't outsource our things to like software house to build, because we build it ourselves. So the only capital is our time. Yeah, we spend our time to build it. Yeah.
Okay, so you built with very little money, and then you built very little. You built a very basic product, and the basic product is called the minimum viable product, and you tested it and you took it to market, and you got that going. How did you validate your business model? How did you take it forward? And then on top of that, when did you get your investors to come in? I know you've got some really good investors came in. How did that happen?
Actually, the business model is we go to see this kind of solutions in other country, how much they charge. And then like for our model is the open table in the US. Then how their business model, they charge monthly fee, they charge the booking fee, all these things. So we follow on that one, and then but we change the currency to ringgit. And then we also talk to the restaurants and then see restaurant is okay for that pricing or not. Yeah, and because of our pricing actually is considered quite cheap for those fine dining restaurants. We charge a monthly fee of the 300. But imagine if one booking, 2 people go to fine dining restaurant, they can easily earn back the 300 already.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's a no-brainer for the restaurant to use this one. And then we charge a booking fee of 1 ringgit per pax. Like what just now I mentioned, I go to the fine dining restaurant, I easily maybe spend 200-300 per pax, but I only charge 1 ringgit for the customer which TABLEAPP bring into the restaurants, which also don't brainer restaurant. Okay, can you want to bring me a customer? I hope to pay you 1,000 every month because we have 1,000 customers, right? Yeah.
Wow, that's really great. So tell us about at which point did you say, okay, I need investors, and how did you do that? And you had some really good investors. I know one of them. I always dine with him, and he always invites me to the restaurants where TABLEAPP is providing the service.
Yeah. When we decided to raise the capital is because of we already validate our problems, and then we already know that the restaurant, your customer will pay the money to you to use your service. Then that time
so
we need.
You already had revenues when you
we have a revenue in the day one.
Day one, no? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We already have a revenue in day one. We already decided we are not going to like raise a lot of money and then throw a lot of promotions or this thing because we are a to B company. We are a business solution company. So from the day one, we need to validate the customer willing to pay for us for this. Yeah, but after that, we got a few restaurants joining us. I think we get our investment during that time. We got around 50 restaurants. Yeah, and we decided to scale it up to hire more salesperson, to hire more technical persons and some account admins or this thing. So that time we need to raise money to speed it up and to expand to other stage. Yeah.
What was your first investment like? How much did you raise? If that's you can reveal that.
We raised our first round is 220,000
Ringgit.
Yeah, ringgit 220,000. Then after that, after 2 weeks, there's another investor coming in, say want to join us for that round. So they put another 110 in. So total we raised
330.
around 360 plus
360.
another angel investors. So we raised 360,000 during that time. And then around 1 years later, we raised another 1 million for our second round to expand to other stage.
That's really interesting. And what was the key thing? I mean, your market segment was the top market is 1,000 restaurants. You said in whole Malaysia, right? That the market that you are going after?
No,
And
this is the just an example. The 1,000 is just an example.
I see.
Yeah.
But what was the market you are going after, and why was it interesting? Why was it sexy or interesting to the investors?
First is our growth rate.
Growth rate, okay.
Yeah. We can see our revenue or our user, our restaurants numbers. It grows every month by month, and it's going up. So we use that one to project. So if we have this kind of money raising, we can hire how many people, and then with this, how many people we can increase. How can we double, triple up for our current numbers? Yeah. So this is the things the investor they were looking at, and then also actually the first investment coming in because of I never think about to get capital before. So that
you didn't think of getting capital before, right?
Yeah. I didn't think about that before, but that time got one offer from another startup want to acquire my company. So that time is very early stage, and then the pricing also very low. So I get one of my after that it become my investor lah. I get their advice on this. How do you think about this? Then after that we rejected the offer, and then the investor they see okay this startup they got this chance to exit, but they rejected. They want to do bigger, so they are keen to invest. So it is very like a chemical things. These two join together is immediately got some effect. So the negotiation is very fast. I think it's within 1 week. We already got the check with the agreement together. Yeah.
So Benson, I mean, of course, you've got some really good investors, I know, and I know they saw your growth rate, but sometimes I also know that you are a very humble. I mean, I called you for this, and you said anytime, Dash, you will come for this kind of talk, and even before, you are kind of a guy who are very likable. in the ecosystem. People know that you're very honest and at the same time very hardworking. And how did you make yourself as someone who is, and investors invest in the entrepreneur? What kind of a entrepreneur do they invest in? Of course, the business has to grow, whatever it is, and then a lot of the early stage startups say, oh, I need to, the first thing they think of is investment. And you say you've not thought of investment. And many other entrepreneurs I spoke to, they never thought of investment. They just want to solve the problem and they want to work hard to do that. Tell us about that. How did you make yourself the kind of person you are that attracts all these opportunities?
Mm, it different stage of the investor got a different kind of a view. Like for example, a lot of angel round investor is they were more keen to put money on founder itself.
On you, that's right, on the founder.
Yeah, on the founder itself. So you really go to it. They will invest because of you, not because of your business. Because your business model will always change.
Yes.
Different timing. They got the different things. Maybe today you think about your business model is A, but after a few months, the business model no longer working. So you need to change your business model to B. Or you need to pivot your whole business from one restaurant industry to like agriculture industry. It's the different things. But the most early stage investor, they are invest in person, and the late stage investor, they were more looking on how you scale your current business.
So the early stage investors are looking to invest in the entrepreneur himself or herself. And the late stage, well, of course, once you validated the business is growing, then they want multiple X of what they have put in, right? So
Yes.
that's the persona I'm talking about. What are you? How should the persona of that person, the early stage investors, be? Because most of our audience are early stage entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
And what kind of uh, quality they should have, or what is the what should they be like, to attract these early stage investors?
Mm, Actually, being an investor myself, also because I start investing,
Right.
I can feel that how others angel investor feeling when they talk to the early stage founder, right? For example,
Right.
some founder, when you talk to them, they are very okay. This is what I want. I want to do this. But when you ask some question to like to ask, how about is Facebook or Google doing something similar to you?
Yeah.
Then they are very defensive. Oh, this is what, all these things, right? But on another good way to think about, if Facebook and Google want to do something you are doing, means that the market is there. You already
Mhm.
validate it, so people want to come. Then they might be potential your buyer. You can exceed, you can sell to Facebook or Google, right? So it different way of the answerings and different way of the mindset to think about this thing is very important. Is how investor looking on you. Is it the person we want to invest, or no, we talk anything they just deny and they want to fight back, so they don't even before taking the investment, you are already fighting. How about once you after take the investment, then yeah. So this is most thing the a lot of investors were thinking they will look at lah.
This is beautiful because yeah, so investors will ask hard questions and you need to be able to answer them. That's very interesting. So tell
It's
us,
it's not about they want. It's not about I want to see how you
your answer.
your answer is the way you answer, the way you
That's
think.
right.
Yeah.
The way you answer, the humility that you bring to the table, as well as how you solve the problem that they are putting in front of you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so this is the testing of the investor. They will test on you lah. So They ask you hard question. They want to see how you react on it, how you can solve it. If you don't know how to solve it, it's okay. You can go back and then figure it out, and then after that only answer. No need like straight away deny or what in the defensive mode. Yeah, this is very bad lah for investor.
So let's go to your exit. So you have grown your company. Tell us a little bit about the growth process that has taken in. How did you build your team? How did you present the team to FunNow for them to see, okay, this is a good business for me to acquire, and now you are part of FunNow. And how did you know that this is the valuation you said made you very happy, made the other investors very happy? How does it feel? And tell us this whole journey of building your team and taking it to sale. And that's what it is from the journey. The title today is Startup Journey of an Entrepreneur from Ideas to Exit.
It's also very coincidentally someone introduced the FunNow founder to us, and then at that time we are talking about investment, but we are not raising fund anymore. That time we already break even, we are already profitable already. So after that they throw a question to us, how about we acquire? Then during that time, got another company also throwing the offer to us, so we can compare, right? So and also we can see how sincere of your buyer is, and during that time, the Malaysia team of FunNow we talk. After 1 week, the founders of FunNow fly from Taiwan to Malaysia to discuss about the whole acquisition thing, all these things. So we know they are serious, right? Yeah. Then we sign the NDA, and then we share the numbers, because it's not a full cash acquisition. It's a cash and share with a FunNow share. So we also need to know what is their number. So we compare the both number, and then it's very easy to determine the valuation, is because it's apple to apple comparison. They do restaurant booking, we also do restaurant booking. So what is their revenue? What is our revenue? And then what is the last round of raising? Then we use that one to calculate the valuations.
How were you? What made you comfortable that you are going to go with FunNow and not the other one, and also that this marriage is going to work out? What gave you that kind of comfort?
Of course, it's the offer pricing, the first one, because we need to get all our investor, our shareholder agree. So we throw the comparison on the tables. What is this company A offer? What is company B offer? And then what is the potential? Because we need to get their share, right? We in the share exchange, share shop. Then we need to see what is the skill after we merge with FunNow, right? Yeah. So
Go on.
Yeah. So we also need to believe the acquire business model also, and because of we are the same business model, so it's very easy for us to make a decision on that.
I see. So how much did you sell it for, Benson? You don't have to answer the question.
We cannot disclose, because this is in our shareholder agreement. We cannot disclose it unless the acquirer they disclose themselves.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but our early investor getting quite a lot of a return, multiple times return of that one.
That's very nice. Very, very nice to know. It's very, very heartening to know. Benson, there are students and observers who are going to ask questions. I'm going to let them ask you. Can I ask, there's a omni the demon. Can I ask, is it better to start up by joining a company or start a new venture?
Of course, during the university time, you no need to join a company because you are still studying, right? So you can do something small with your founder together. But once you graduate, you want to go into a business, you want to do a own startup or you joining a company. For my suggestion is, it's better for you to join a company to learn how startup working, especially those well-known startup. They got a lot of things. Then you have a better idea of how to do it because you don't one people you cannot do a lot of other things. Like for example, you develop a website, you are a technical you are a programmer, right? But you don't have the chance to learn about the business thing before. You only know how to do the one. But if you do a own startup, you need to know all of this. You need to learn about how the marketing works. You need to learn how business development working. You need to know how the website, the app, what is the development cycle, what it takes, all these things. So everything you need to learn about the every field. But you might be not the best person to implement this because, like for example, when you get the capital, you're going to hire people. You hire people to solve your problem. You don't know how to do a marketing, then you need to hire someone know how to do a marketing and do better than you. A lot of startup, I saw the founder, they are like one leg kick. Everything I want to do myself, but it's a very not realistic because everyone's one day only got 24 hours. You cannot do everything by yourself, right? So that's why you need a co-founder. That's why you need a staff to help you to handle all the loading. But you need to know everything a little bit, got some knowledge, then it's more easy for you to do the planning for that one. So my suggestion is after the graduations, you can find one or two company to join to learn how the startup working, what is the working environments, and then how to handle the relationship with your colleague. That one is the most important one because a lot of startup fail not because of the lack of the you are not solving the problem, is you are not solving the people problem, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Benson. That's a very great answer. Jediah Yap has asked, when you are trying to present to people your app to validate, how do you gain the interest of businessmen to listen to you from at the start? And how do you explain to them if you do not have the app yet? Very great question.
From what we start is we going to find recommendation by friends. Like for example, if I got one friend whose friend own a restaurant, then they recommend me to the business owner. Then normally those businessmen will listen to you because of friend introductions, right? So then after that, if we got something in agreements, like they buy the idea, they sign up the contract with us to try to use this one, then we can use this to go to present to another restaurant owners, like, hey, ABC restaurant already sign up interest on trying this one. So this is what we currently have, and then I think you might be benefit your restaurant also. Then it's slowly, but of course we get rejected a lot lah. We go to meet maybe 300 restaurants, only 30 restaurants willing to give us the chance. Yeah, so it's okay to get rejected, but you need to know, like for example, if you don't go to meet those 300 restaurants, your chance of getting them to sign up for your system is 0. But if you go to meet them, at least you got some chance. I can say 50-50 lah, yes or no. Yeah, right.
And then you go there with nothing. You go there just with an idea, and you just go there with a problem statement and with a basic PowerPoint presentation, right?
Yeah,
I remember that you were doing that, Yeah.
yeah. So I can say 90% of the restaurant I met, they didn't ask us to demonstrate our system at that time. They just see the presentation and then they think about, oh yeah, this is really can solve my problem. Then I might be can explore it. Yeah. So like what I say, we got the presentation and then we present to them and then we see their interest and then we sign them up. Then we quickly launch our first product to them to try, and then get their feedback and then we continue implement it.
Ikang is asking, you mentioned you started hiring more technical and salesperson when your customer reached 50. I know, when did you start to set up your HR and accounting system? Do you have an operational procedure in a company now? When is sister? When is the time
HR
all
and
these?
accounting system. I only use the HR and accounting system in FunNow. In TABLEAPP, we didn't use any. We use Excel file. Yeah. Yeah, and accounting system, yes, we got use it, but it's for our invoicing for our customers.
So you didn't use an accountant?
Yeah, we got use the accountant to all the invoicing. We pass it to the accountant. They help us to do the bookkeeping and then also to go for audit.
Okay. Now that's a question I'm just asking to make someone happy. Hi, Benson. Haslina has got this question. How do you address the different groups of restaurants, halal or vegetarian, in the app?
When we sign up restaurants, we got put the tag on that restaurant because some of the restaurant they are pork free. Some of the restaurant, because a lot of mid to high end restaurant, they sell alcohol, although they don't sell pork, so they cannot put they are halal restaurants. They cannot get the cert from the JAKIM for that one because they sell the alcohol. So I can say about 90% of our restaurant is the pork free restaurants, and only single digit of the restaurant are halal restaurants like Tabush, those Middle East restaurant. They don't sell alcohol, then they can get the halal cert. And some of the restaurant are non-halal, so we will highlight, label it, and then our customer they can choose. The filter, I want to view only halal restaurant, or I want to view coffee restaurant, or I want to search a vegetarian restaurant, or I want to search the restaurant is suitable for family dining. So we got different filter for that.
I see. Okay. May I know what are the hardest questions thrown to you by your investors?
I think the hardest question is how you justify your valuation you're asking. Like when we decide the valuation of the first round, we meet few investor before the first offer coming in lah. Then it cannot justify, like, because a lot of the investor they got different kind of thing to calculate the valuations, like discounted cash flow, or based on your projections, or your how is the PE of your profit. Because because this is a very early stage startup, it's very hard for the investor, both investor and the founder, to agree on the valuations. Investor always want the valuation low, but founder always want the valuation high, because valuation high you can be less diluted. Yeah, but for the investor, if I invest in the low valuation, when next time the next round or when you exit, I can get more. Right. Yeah. So this it's very hard for us to answer it. But after that, we are very lucky because we got buy offer from one company, and then we use this to to talk to the investor to get some advice. Then we turn the buyout offer down. Then the valuation already there because the company want to acquire us during 2014. That time is the offer number is X. So then we no need to discuss about the valuation. They just use this X to become our valuations to invest. Yeah.
Right. What if your startup is selling to customers instead of business? How would you present your startup? Is it better to present to investors first or still prioritized your customers?
Always is the customer first because that one without the investor, if you got customer, if your customer willing to pay you the money for your business, for your services, then maybe you don't need the investor anymore.
All right. But how would you present? Okay, what is the risk you faced before? What is the risk faced before?
The risk faced before, I think, is the most dangerous risk is bankrupt. So if the startup fail, then you own nothing, and then you maybe owe some people money, or you. But I think the most risk is your timing. Timing is most important of every startup lah. So you fail, you lost money is okay, but the money you can earn back, but the timing you cannot earn back. The time you spend on your startup, you cannot earn back. So a lot of the investors, they were thinking about, if I invest this company fail, I lost money. But they didn't think about, if I invest this company fail, the startup lost the time. They maybe spend few years on this one, then this few years gone, right?
Benson, tell us about what's happening to the. Oh, there's more questions. What is the core factors that push you to keep going on your business while people do not believe in your idea?
People don't believe your idea is okay because a lot of because they are not your target audience.
Yeah, your customer already believe in you.
Yeah, because when we want to do a reservation app for restaurants, which is the mid to high end restaurants, right? When I ask about my friends, all these things, because we all graduate, and then normally fresh graduate, they cannot afford to go to this mid to high end restaurant. They can only go to mama, cafe, all these things, right? So they were thinking, oh, I don't need it. I go to a restaurant, I didn't book it. But this is because they are not the target audience. They are same level at me. We cannot afford the high-end restaurant, so we don't book restaurant. But there's a lot of people out there are willing to book a restaurant. So it depends on when you asking your friends or asking your family or strangers, all these things. People don't believe in your idea is a quite normal thing. You need to believe your idea yourself, and then you need to go to find out this is really your idea is a product market fit. People is willing to pay for it.
It's a very good idea. People not believing in your idea is a normal thing. That's a really core, very good idea. Thanks, TJ. So tell me, Benson, we've got a few more minutes. We've got 15 more minutes. We'll just talk about the industry. How's the restaurant industry? You are in the F&B business. The COVID, what's happening to the restaurant industry, the high-end restaurants, the small restaurants? What's your observation about it during this pandemic?
High-end restaurant, of course, is suffering during this pandemic because a lot of things they cannot do. Because high-end restaurant, their pricing, their strategy is mostly their service, it's their ambience. It's not only the food, right? So you pay for
experience.
You pay for experience. Like for example, you go to hotel, you order a cook, it costs you maybe 30 ringgit.
Yeah.
But you go to the mama, you order a coke, it only costs you 2 ringgit. So, but the thing is same. Just the ambience is different. Just the service is different. So a lot of high-end restaurants, they are suffering. They cannot survive during this pandemic. Is because the pricing they're charging is not suitable for delivery, and also the things, the product, their menu they're offering also not suitable for delivery. For example, a steak. I eat at the restaurant, medium. I order doneness is medium. So when I deliver to your house, maybe it's about 1 hour later, the temperature already gone already, it's cold already. Then you need to reheat it. And if you reheat, you put in the microwave, the doneness from medium, they will maybe become well done. So it tastes not nice also. Yeah, so some of the like sushi, sashimi also not suitable to do some delivery because of maybe they were spoiled because you put in 1 hour later. Yeah, so this is the main problem of the high-end restaurant they're facing during this pandemic. And because now of the government announced fully vaccine, people can go to dine in, and then we can see some rebounds on the reservations, but still not at our peak yet lah.
What about the smaller guys? The smaller restaurants.
Smaller restaurant,
lower end.
They rely a lot of those like food delivery company like GrabFood, FoodPanda, yeah. So they always complain about the high commission of those platforms to charge, but without this platform, it's very hard for them to get orders also because people don't know you. They only know GrabFood. They open the GrabFood app and then they see what the offering, which one got the free delivery, which one got the discount, all these things. But those is because of the platform they spend million and million marketing budget to build out the customer base for this. So if you think the restaurant think the commission is too high, you can always not to join this platform. But without this platform, you cannot get orders, right? So it see how you decide lah. See how you see how you want. You can scale down, or you want to get more orders, but you need to pay high commissions. So some of the restaurant now they got come out their own delivery system, or even some don't have the system. You call us, you transfer money to us, including the Lala Move pricing, and then we deliver to you. But
you also you deliver as well. You have a delivery as well.
When the first MCO started, we got do a delivery system, and we match the delivery company rider to the restaurants. So we don't own the rider.
Okay.
We just matching, and then we provide the system to them, and we only charge them 5%. So which can accept, but to be very honest, the booking for the ordering for the food delivery is not much because of most of my restaurant is a high-end restaurants. Yeah. So the delivery already not so great compared to others. The second one is because of they don't have the customer base to support that also. Right. Yeah, like GrabFood, they got millions customers, million users every day open their app. But how many people will go to Facebook to search this fine dining restaurant and then order it? So yeah, it's a very hard question for them. They want to do their own, or they want to tag along those big guys to get more orders. Yeah.
So people say that once the pandemic becomes endemic, or pandemic is over, the world will not be the same again. What do you think will be the biggest transformation that will happen in the food and beverage industry, in your view?
A lot
at
of
least in Malaysia.
It changed lah. Like for example, the restaurant were more keen on digitalize their things. some restaurant maybe they are very hesitant to adopt online technology for going online. Now maybe they will change their mind. For those people who not doing delivery, maybe they will also have the delivery department to handle for the delivery business. Yeah, but no matter how we can see people still going back to the restaurant to eat, not because of the food, but because of the social life. Because restaurant, yeah, because restaurant got a lot of things happens like business meeting. During business meeting, you dine in together, you discuss or celebrate birthday, anniversary, family gathering. Yeah, people will still go to the restaurant, but they were more caution about the SOP. Yeah, so the restaurant won't be the same again. Is like previously one restaurant I can seat about 50 packs of the customer, but because of the SOP now maybe I can only sit for 20. So in order to cover the cost of this, then maybe the food pricing will also increase. Yeah, this is what I'm think it will going to be lah. And
Wow.
yeah, and it also we talk about with a few restaurants. They see this few week the people who come to dine in at the restaurant, the average spend also increase. People are not so price sensitive compared to the pre-COVID.
Yeah, I mean, they have not spent money, so they just want to go and spend money now because the restaurants are open, right? But the pricing has
Maybe the mindset also. Maybe the mindset also changed already lah. So I live, I enjoy at that moment lah. So people don't. Yeah, I can come to restaurant to eat. I spend my good time there. Then I order wine. I order good food. All this. So they see the increase on about average check around 30 to 40%.
Right. So, Benson, I also noticed we've got another 6-7 minutes. I also noticed a lot of home cooking that's happening, home-based food deliveries that are happening. Many people who are, So, what do you think of this trend that is happening around now?
This trend will continue. This trend will continue. Yeah, because like for example, before COVID, the only way we go to buy grocery mostly is go to supermarket, right? But after COVID, got a lot of the supplier go online and then they deliver to your house. And this habit already formed and it's very hard to reverse. Next time you want me to buy some food or some ingredients or grocery, I will always go online because it makes my life easy.
So you think people will start selling food? Experts say someone who can do a beautiful nasi lemak they now can sell, and do you think that's going to grow as well from home cooking?
Yeah, actually this one I discussed with my restaurant merchants also for this. They seeing drop in the food delivery order on their restaurant is compared to the first MCO is because of a lot of the restaurant already cutting the cost now. So a lot of the chef maybe get retrenched. Then get retrenched, they cannot find a job, they cook at the home, they send. So they become the restaurant competitor. And some of others non-F&B person also start trying to do something online to sell for those prepared kit. Like for example, I see got a lot of like those the lazy chicken, the chicken chop one. They marinate all these things. What you need to do is you just put in the oven and then the food is ready. So I think this trend will be continued to booming no matter how, because the customer already used to do it.
Right. So Benson, what's next for you? What's your next step? What are you going to do next?
Of course, I will stay in the FunNow for years to continue booming, grooming the company. Yeah. Now, currently, TABLEAPP is only do for restaurant, right? But FunNow we got do hotel booking, we got do massage booking, and other activities. Yeah. So now it become we expand from F&B industry to other industry. So the addressable market is a bigger currently.
Okay, so you will stay on with Fun now, and because you also did a share swap.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if you grow the company, then if they get acquired by somebody bigger, then
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
a second, you have a second bite at
Yes.
the cherry, as they say. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So what's your overall advice to young entrepreneurs? Should they, any advice that you have to young entrepreneurs?
Mm, believing in yourself. So once you determine you want to do something, you just go all out of this and don't listen too much noises of others. Like a lot of when we first started, a lot of people say we will fail, but we don't believe it. We still continue to do what we want and believe it, and then to try your best for that one.
That's because you also have validated it with the customer, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So, what is the one thing that when you started that you believed in very much that you don't believe anymore? What is something that there is a belief system, say you had when you started, and then 8 years down the road now, I think 9 years or whatever it is, that you look back and say, okay, I don't believe in that concept anymore?
Mm. I don't believe a concept anymore. What I can say is last time we think about if we do some advertisement, spend money on that one, then we can get a lot of users, can get a lot of things, and then we replicate our things to other country. We tried before. We want to replicate our system table app to Thailand, so we expanded to Thailand, but it failed because of the culture is different, and the wording, all these things, we are not Thai people, so we don't know what the people they want. Because in Malaysia you can do the booking, right? But in Thailand, Bangkok is a traffic jam. You book the restaurant at the 7 p.m. Maybe you reach the restaurant already 8:30 already because of the traffic jam. Yeah, so normally that time the habit of the booking of the restaurant there is a lesser.
I see. So they don't book. They don't really book. So table app doesn't really work in Thailand, or
Yeah,
it then it worked.
we try half year there, and then after that we decided to pull it off.
Wow. So then what about Jakarta? Jakarta also traffic jam. Mumbai is traffic jam. Delhi is traffic jam.
Yeah. Same lah, same.
But
So it
most cities are traffic jam. What? Even in New York is traffic jam.
is it depends on the culture of that area lah. So why Southeast Asia is so hard for those people to coming in is because of every country they got the different culture, different needs.
Ah.
Yeah.
So scaling a startup in a developing market requires you to understand each market and the nuances of each market. It's not a straightforward way of scaling, right?
Yeah.
Benson, any final words? If there is a big, it's 7:30. It's a big. If there is a big billboard on the road where thousands of people look at, and you are given a chance to write something on it, what would you say?
Don't stop trying.
Okay.
Yeah, you always need to go to trying anything new and don't afraid of the failing. Because in startup, you fail is very common things. But the most important thing is what you learn from the failure, and then you don't repeat it again.
Thank you very much, Benson. It was amazing to talk to you. To all the Asia Pacific university students, there is going to be a startup weekend on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of September. This is where you test your ideas and take it and go and aspire to become like Benson Chang, who is a great entrepreneur, someone I really admire. Thank you so much again, Benson, for joining us and spending 1.5 hours with us. Wishing you all the best and greater success, Benson, for you. And all the best to you, Benson. Thank you very much. For those APU students, also, if you want your certificate, if you wait, there will be QR code. Remember, 24, 25, 26 Startup Weekend at Asia Pacific University. Thank you so much, and cheers, Benson. All the best to your family, and enjoy Penang while you're there. Enjoy all the great food. Hey, their restaurants are opening, so you
No,
can go and enjoy all the
I
great food.
cook at home.
You cook at home, okay?
Yeah, because my two daughter not vaccinated, so I avoid to go out lah. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Benson, thank you very much. Cheers.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you again, bro. Cheers.